Okay, we're on. So we're just going to have a look at how we can produce a 3D drawing, hopefully quickly enough. I haven't done this before, and we're going to stick. We've got an isometric one in the book, and I'm just going to roughly follow the shape of that, but not necessarily this size. Just for speed purposes, I'm going to draw a rectangle here, which I'm going to start from anywhere. And I'm going to go approximately 20 meters wide, say, putting it in probably in millimeters, so it's 20 meters, 20,000. By 25 deep. There's my block, and really that's how I start most of my drawings, whether the 2D or 3D. I'll just sort of draw the biggest thing that I can possibly draw in there, and it gives me the size. Now that's gone way off the screen, but if I double click with the middle mouse button, it'll bring it back in there. So that's the area I've got to work with. That's my limits. I don't use the limits command usually. Alright, so I'm going to start drawing this house. It might not end up quite where it should be because my measurements are going to be made up. So I'm going to start with a polyline. In fact, if I I've got a if I go in here, I'm using 2D stuff, but really I want 3D anyway. So I might go into the 3D modeling option here, which doesn't give me much 2D. There's some 2D stuff here still, but I might need that. Okay, so the setup has been changed there, so the user interface, that's all. So if I go into the user interface, I've got a couple of options. I could use draw it in 2D and then extrude it to 3D, or I can just draw it into 3D from scratch. I might go for the 3D from scratch option for you. Alright, okay, let's go with, it's a command called polysolid. So it's like normally we use the extrude thing, but I want the polysolid command, this one here. Alright, polysolid command is a bit like the polyline command, but in 3D. It has got a width as well, so make sure we specify that. They're not quite right to start with. So a typical house in Australia, brick veneer, will have a width of 250 millimeters. Enter that. Typical height of a typical house, ceiling height I'm talking about, is 2400, 2700 perhaps. Nowadays they increasing them to 2700, which is good. That was the 80s size I was quoting before. Okay, so let's go with, I'll start somewhere, we can always move it. Now I'm going to swap over to 3D at the moment, and middle mouse button down as you're panning as such, and the shift key is held down at the same time. There we are. So in a 3D view, so we can just start from somewhere. I don't know where we're going to start with, but I'm going to start from here. Alright, so there it is. Put ortho on works, same way. Grid's on, that's fine. Alright, so let's go that way. Let's go about 7 meters, 6 meters, let's go 7,000. I know I'm on the boundary, but that's alright. Let's go back here. I'm going to make up the rest, I think. About 12, yeah, I was thinking about 12. Okay. Alright, let's go back here. Alright, the house finishes off not quite all the way there, but let's go, that was 6, let's go another 12 again. Alright, so we'll come around, let's go 7, no that was 7 wasn't it? We'll go 6 for fun the other way. And we'll go 7 here. What 7 from 12 is that 5, is it? Yeah. In theory, if I got 5,000, it should line up, unless we've got a maths wrong. It should end up on the right spot. I don't know. Look, in 3D, it can always look right, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. All right, so yeah, we'll go to the end point of that. I'll just type it in end point. I'm not sure if he has endpoints. He should have endpoints. Oh, hasn't it got endpoints? Yeah, I'll just close it, I think. Yeah. You're right, just close. Does that work? Okay. Now, it doesn't look very pretty, but I can assure you it is pretty. It's I'm looking for stuff that I can't see here. Oh, here we go. Oh, what happened there? That's someone else's drawing. Here's in 2D wireframe. If I click that there, I can do conceptual, for example. So that's a bit nicer. Now it hasn't got the double brick and whatever else, or the brick veneer showing, because I'm doing it in a super fast way. I could have drawn it in 2 different leaves. We do that, in fact, in our Revit class. That's what we do. Let me just move this thing here. We'll do it in AutoCAD as well. Move it across about 1,000. All right. So one might want to put a roof on at this point in your life. Let's see. Well, you also want to put a window in there, don't you? All right, let's put a window in there. Hey? You want a door as well? Okay. You want a door? All right, that's okay. This thing here called dynamic UCS is going to help you if it's on. It means what it does, it latches onto the surface and draws on that surface. Because at the moment we're only drawing on the ground, X and Y. Right. So you want to draw on that surface. So the way to do that, we can start off with a normal polyline command that you usually use, or a rectangle, for example. So I'm just put a rectangle here. If I latch onto here, it highlights that surface, see that? Or I go on the other side, it highlights that surface. So it means I'm going to drawing on that surface. Problem with that, I can't really tell it where to start to draw this thing, so it's a bit of a problem. Well, I can certainly start from there. But if you wanted a particular location to put it in, you have to do a bit of work first, as in set it out. Alright, so what I might do is actually put it down here, so I've got a known location. And this should be coming up. No, the problem with going down there, it doesn't know what surface I clicked on, so I got a problem with it. So the best way to do it really is to pick this up. If I click on here, I'll show you how it will work if I just went randomly, okay? If I went just in here randomly, I would draw that. And what I was going to use then is this command here, press pull, all right, which goes in the middle of that. If you go in the middle, it detects it. And go through here and it cuts out a window, right? But it's not the right size, it's not the right location. So if you really wanted it to be in the right spot, I'll just Control Z that. What I would do is pick this thing up, the UCS, bring it up here, dump it there, and then I'll pick this up and swap it around so it's up there. So my X and Y now are along that surface. See that? This whole thing's been, yeah. So now that's my new 0, 0. I can draw on here, and I don't need this UCS anymore. It's best to turn it off. So I can draw a rectangle here. All right, just turn off. So I can do things like from or whatever. But the other thing I can do is draw a line from the midpoint there to up there, say. I'll go up, doesn't matter. I can just offset it and fix it up the proper way. So I'm going to offset, like if I want a window of 2400, I can go 1200 one way. It's a fair large window. 20 and the other way. Okay, again a line from here. Well, again with this one here, you probably want to have it at a certain head height. Usually it's 2100 high for housing. Okay, there you go. Not having any layers in different colors is a bit difficult to see. So I might just I'll do what Zach does and just I shouldn't be doing this. Okay. I shouldn't just change the colors, but I can't even see it here because I'm in the wrong thing. So let me go to layers. I'll do it properly. All right. Construction. Let's call it construction for now. Let's go with color. That'll do. Okay. Oh man. We lost it. Oh, it's down here. What happened there? This is a bit weird. That drawing ended up minimized. Oh God, I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened there. Let's pause the clock for a minute because this is unusual. All right, now we can do it. Okay, layers. Okay. All right, offset. 2100. There's no object there. Offset 2100. Come on. See, it's much more difficult to do it properly. And we'll offset this 1200 down. Line. Okay, so now we can fill it. with a radius of 0. Fillet 0. Okay, multiple, and we'll do that. What I would do for speed, I'll just draw another rectangle on top of that and erase those lines, because we need to have a rectangle or a polygon to be able to press pull. So that's an exact. Now that, oops, now I can get rid of these lines and all that. Selection cycling on, that's why it's coming up with that. We'll do these ones from up here, so we'll make it a bit quicker. Alright, so we're left with these rectangles. I can go press pull now, which is this button here, and that's an exact that's the theory of it. Let me just turn this UCS back on, and there, so it should be able to go press pull. There you go, found it there. There we go. So that's an exact location. Alright, now for the doorway, again, for speed purposes, I'll just leave it as that, and just going to draw a rectangle here, and I'm going to draw it up a bit. I'll put it at 900 white by 2100. Enter. And what I'm going to do is just move this down now, the polyline, from the end of that perpendicular to that. Alright, so now I'm going to press pull. I'm just typing it in this time. If you can't find it, you can always type in press pull. Okay, press pull. Didn't work. There you go. You have to move it around a bit if it finds it. Okay, there it is. So we've got that. Now you can. That's your isometric. You can look at it from any way, really. You can have custom views. We haven't got the roof, so if I go southeast, you can look at it like that. How do you put the roof on? That's a good question. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can do it. Just trying to think of the best way of doing it. All right, let's. We have to set that out. So let's go a line from. Well, I've got the UCS there from the middle of that, and we'll go up. I'm just going to guess that's about 2 meters high. Saying. All right, so it's set out there. To there. Alright, so let me just go polyline from there to there to there and close. Alright, and just erase this stuff here. There's 2 lines there. Okay. Alright. So now in theory I can copy this and copy it around there as well. I'll do that over there after. Now what I'm going to do is extrude this. How long was this? 12,000, I think. It's not quite like that because it comes around, alright? So that's going to be basically wrong, but put 1200. Control Z. Extrude 12,000. I went the wrong way. Alright, so you can change this around. I think you can go to properties. I'll do it again. The extrusion should have been minus 12,000. Alright, so now I did it because we don't have much time. I did it a simple thing like that, but you can do it the other way as well. You can you can sweep it around and do all sorts of stuff. Alright. Oh, time's up. Okay, so that's a basic way of doing it. I can work it up a bit more and put the pillars in that, so we can do that in a minute. Alright, I'll stop that there for now, and I'll get back to it.